Hello everyone, this is Paulo Sridhar, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Guru Nanak Institute of Technology, presenting you a lecture series on Digital Electronics 3rd semester, Diploma ETCE. The course code is ETCE/DE/S3. Today we are going to start lecture 3. And which is a continuation of Unit 1, Number System and Basic Logic Gates. Before starting lecture 3, I would like to recapitulate what there was in lecture 1 and lecture 2. In lecture 1, we had gone through the introduction of digital systems, difference of digital systems with the analog systems, what are the advantages of the digital systems, and the disadvantage of the digital system. Next, the course objectives and the course syllabus. The syllabus comprises of 7 units, and now we are studying unit 1, that is the number systems and basic logic gates. In lecture 2, we had studied the number systems. There are 4 number systems. Among them, we have studied about the digital number systems and the binary number system, and the conversion of decimal to binary number system and binary to decimal number systems, and all the numericals related to it. Next, we will be starting the octal number system in this lecture. Now, the octal number system is a positional weighted system. We already know what is a positional weighted system. That is, each of the bit position will hold some weight. Now, the base or the radix is 8. Why the base or the radix is 8? Because the octal number system contains 8 unique symbols. So, the base is 8. The base is 8. That is 2 to the power 3. So, every 3 bit group of binary can be represented by an octal digit. Again, another important thing is that an octal number is thus 1/3 the length of a corresponding binary number. And also, the octal number system is extensively used by the early microcomputers. That is, it was extremely used by early microcomputers, and it is also a very important number system in case of the digital electronics. Next, we are going to study the usefulness of the octal number system. The usefulness of the octal number system is as follows. The ease with which conversions can be made between octal and the binary make the octal system more attractive as a shorthand means of expressing large binary numbers. In computer work, binary numbers with up to 64 bit are not uncommon. These binary numbers do not always represent a numerical quantity. They often represent some type of code which conveys non-numerical information. In computers, binary numbers might represent the actual numerical data or the numbers corresponding to a location, address in a memory, or an instruction code, or a code expressing alphabetic and other non-numerical characteristics, or a group of bits representing the status of devices internal or external to the computer. While dealing with large binary numbers of many bits, it is convenient and more efficient for us to write the numbers in octal rather than binary. However, in case of the digital circuits and systems, as they are working strictly in binary, we often use octal only for the convenience of the operators in the system. Now, this was in short the usefulness of the octal number system. Next is, we need to know all the conversions of the octal number system. That is octal to binary conversion, then binary to octal conversion, octal to decimal conversion, and decimal to octal conversions. And all these conversions are very important in case of the digital electronics and also for the exams. Now the first problem is you have to convert 367.52 to the base 8 to binary. That is, the base 8 is given because it is a binary. The base 8 is given because it is an octal number. So this octal number has to be converted to a binary number. To convert a given octal number to a binary, we have to just replace each digit by its 3-bit binary equivalent. That is, 3 is represented by 3-bit binary number. This 3, which is an octal number, it is represented by 3-bit octal number. Already we know that in case of octal number system, there are 8 distinct independent symbols. What are the symbols? These are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That is from 0 to 7. So all of these are the octal numbers, and we have to convert each octal digit to the binary equivalent of 3 bits. Now let us see this one. This is the octal number is 367.52. Now this 3 is represented in 3-bit, that is 011. 6 is represented in 3-bit, that is 110. 7 is in 3 bits is 111. Next is point. As there is a point, you have to give point here, point. 5 is 101. 2 is 010. The result is we will be combining all the bits, that is 0, 11, 110, 111, point, 101, 010 to the base 2. Why the base is 2? Because it is a binary number. Next is conversion of binary to octal numbers. This is also a very important sum. Now we have to convert 1101.101.010 to the base 2. That is, it is a binary number. That's why the base is 2 to octal. So what we have to do? Again, to convert this one, we have to replace the whole number in terms of 3 bits. We have to group each 3 bits. So we are grouping each 3 bit. That is, this is coming as 3 bits, 110, then 101. So these are 2 pairs of 3 bits. That is, point is 101 and 010. So this 110 is 6, 101 is 5, 101 is 5, and 010 is 2. Now a question should be coming into our mind that why we are doing 3 bits, because the base of the octal number system is 8. That is 2 to the power 3. So I had already told you that every 3-bit group of binary can be represented by an octal digit. And this is a very important line you should always remember. In case of the octal number system, that is a 3-bit group of binary can be represented by an octal digit. So the result in this sum is 65.52 to the base 8. Why the base is 8? Because it is an octal number. This binary number has been converted to an octal number by grouping each bit to 3 bits. That is, making 3 bits as a group. Next, we are going for another example. That is, this is a big number. This is a big binary number as the base is 2. And it consists of 0 and 1. So it is to be converted to an octal number. What is the number? 101, 011, 110, 01. Point 0111 to the base 2. Now we have to group it in groups of 3 bits. But is this possible? This, suppose we are doing it from here, 0 1 0, this is 1 bit. Suppose I'm showing it here. Suppose this is 1 bit, this is 3 bit, again this pairing is 3 bit, again this is 3 bits, again it becomes 2. So it is not possible. So we have to add something. And here also, suppose, see, we are doing the 3 bit from here, the groups of the 3 bits from here, that is 0 1 0 and 1 is left. So this is not possible. So how we have to do it? You have to just add zeros before the point and after the point. Now you know that when you are adding zeros before the point, the number, or after the point, the number remains the same. So we can add the zeros before the point and after the point. So we have done it like this. This is the number group of 3 bits and we have added 0 0 here. That is, see, suppose, so we will be doing it like this. Just look here how I'm doing it. From point we are starting this 3 bit. This is first 3 bit. Next is, this is the 3 bit. Again this is the 3 bit. So here 0 1 is there and you have to add 0 here. Similarly we have added 0 here. This 0 is added to make this 0 1 as a 3 bit group. Next is, this one is one group consisting of 0 1 1 and another 1 is there. For this one we have added 0 0 here to make this as a group of 3 bits. I hope this is clear to all of you, because just we have added some zeros above the point and after the point. That is before the point and after the point. So when we are seeing it, this group of 3 bits, this number is nothing but, next we have to convert each group into octal numbers. This each group is, this group of numbers is 2, this group is 5, this is 7, this group is 1, this point will be coming here. So this group is 3 and this group is 4. So the result is 2571.34 to the base 8. This base 8 is signifies that this number has been converted to octal number. I hope this is also clear. Next is the octal to decimal numbers conversion. Now see, this is the decimal value of the octal numbers. Before the starting of the octal to decimal number conversion, I like to say you something, that to convert an octal number to a decimal number, multiply each digit in the octal number by the weight of its position and add all the product terms. See, the thing I've said is being done here. The decimal value of the octal numbers, I've taken it as dn, starts from dn and it ends at d subscript of minus of k. This, all these things denotes the decimal values of the octal numbers. So what you can do, you can just multiply it by the positional weight. So dn, d subscript of n into 8 to the power of n plus d subscript of n minus 1 into 8 to the power of n minus 1. So it goes on like this. So ultimately here it is d1 into 8 to the power of 1, as this is the first position, that's why. Next is the 0th position, that is d0 into 8 to the power of 0, starting from 0, that's why it is like this. Next is the after the point, that is d subscript of minus 1 into 8 to the power of minus 1 and plus of d subscript of minus 2 into 8 to the power of minus 2. So it goes on like this. So using this method or this formula, we will be converting this number, that is you have to convert 4057, which is an octal number as the base is 8, to a decimal number. Whenever there is a decimal number conversion, that is you have to convert some number system into a decimal number, you have to multiply the each of the digits of the number by the base to the power of the weight, positional weight. This is a universal thing you should be doing in all the number system conversions when it is some number convert to a decimal number conversion. This is true for all the number conversions. For octal number, we have seen for binary number systems. We will also see for the hexadecimal number systems. Now see, this is 4057.06. So this is point is here. So this is the first position, that is 0th position. 0 starts from 0. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. And what is the position here? This is -1 and -2. So we will go on doing like this. Starts from here. Suppose it is 3 positions. So 4 into 8 to the power of 3 plus 0 into 8 to the power of 2 plus 5 into 8 to the power of 1 plus 7 into 8 to the power of 0 plus 0 into 8 to the power of -1 plus 6 into 8 to the power of -2. Now this 4 is having the weight of positional weight of 3. This 0 is having the positional weight of 2. And this 5 is having the positional weight of 1 and 7 is having the positional weight of 0. So it goes on like this. So the number ultimately we are getting, it is 2048. 0 multiplied with something 0. It is 40. Next it is 7. 8 to the power 0 is 1. So 1 into 7 is 7. This is 0. That is 0 multiplied into something is 0. Next is 0.0937. When we are doing the addition of the whole numbers, it is coming 2095.0937 to the base 10. This base denotes that it has become a decimal number. So whenever there is a decimal conversion, you have to do it like this. Next is the conversion of decimal to octal conversion. Now before starting it, let me say something about the decimal to octal conversion. There are some rules for it. What is the first point? To convert a mixed decimal number to a mixed octal number, convert the integer and the fraction separately. To convert the given decimal integer number to octal, successively divide the given number by 8 till the quotient is 0. The last remainder is the MSD, that is the most significant digit. The remainders read upwards give the equivalent octal integer number. Next is to convert the given decimal number to an octal, successively multiply the decimal fraction by 8 until the product is 0 or till the accuracy is obtained. The first integer from the top is the MSD, that is the most significant digit, and the integer to the left of the octal point read towards give the octal fraction. So this is the rules for the conversion of decimal to octal number conversion. So we will be applying these rules in this number where it is a mixed decimal number. So we will be first doing the conversion of 378. Next we have to do the conversion of 0.93. Likewise we are doing it. Now first we are doing the conversion of 378 to octal number system. So what we will be doing it, as this is a integer, so we will be doing it successive division now, and we will be seeing the reminders and we will be reading the reminders from the bottom to the top. Now just see it. When we are dividing 378 by 8, we are getting the remainder as 2. When we are dividing 47 by 8, we are getting the remainder as 7. And when we are dividing 5 by 8, we are getting the remainder as 5. So we have got the individual reminders, that is 572, and we will be taking the reminders from the bottom to the top. That's why the arrow is also given like this. This is a very important thing, that the reminders you have to read from the bottom to the top. Therefore we can say that 378 to the base 10, which is a decimal number, has been converted to an octal number, and the result is 572 to the base 8. Next is the conversion of Next is the conversion of 0.93, that is which is a fractional part, this one, to octal. Now what is the method for doing it? We have to multiply by 8 and we have to read the integers from to the left and pointing downwards. So just take it, 0.93 into 8, it is 7.44. Keep 7 as intact and we have to multiply 0.44 by 8. We are multiplying 0.44 by 8, we are getting 3.52. We are keeping 3 as intact and we are multiplying 0.52. Next is 0.52 into 8. 0.52 into 8 becomes 4.16. Next is 0.16 into 8. It is 1.22. Sorry, it is 1.28. Now we will be reading the integers to the left of the octal point and we will be taking the integers from top to the bottom. That is 0.93 to the base 10 is 0.7341 to the base 8. See, in this point we have stopped here calculating because we have got the accuracy point here. You can also calculate more, but you will not be getting the accuracy point. That's why we have calculated up to 4 points. So the result of 378.93 to the base 10 is 572.7341 to the base 8. Now the conversion of large decimal number to binary and large binary numbers to decimal can be conveniently and quickly performed via the octal number system. This is a very important thing. In the case of an octal number system, also it is a very important usefulness of an octal number system. So next we have come with another number system, that is the hexadecimal number system. This number system is also very important. Now to start with hexadecimal number system, we need to know some basic things. Now binary numbers are long. These numbers are fine for machines but are too lengthy to be handled by human beings. So there is a need to represent the binary numbers concisely. One number system developed with this objective is the hexadecimal number system. So from here we can see why we are using the hexadecimal number system. Hexadecimal number system is also known as hex. Although it is somewhat more difficult to interpret than the octal number system, it has become the most popular means of data entry and retrieval in the digital system. The hexadecimal number system is a positional weighted system. This is a positional weighted system. And we already know what is a positional weighted system. That is, each digit in the number holds some position and is having some weight also. Now, hexadecimal number system contains 16 unique symbols such as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then A, B, C, D, E and F. Now, as it consists of 16 unique symbols starting from 0 to F, so the base of the radix is 16. So, since the base is 16, that is 2 to the power 4, so every binary, that is every 4-bit group of binary digit combination can be represented by a hexadecimal digit. So hexadecimal number is the 1/4 of the length of the corresponding binary number, yet it provides the same information as the binary number. Now a 4-bit group is called a nibble. This is also a very important term, the word nibble. Nibble is a 4-bit group. Since computer words come in 8 bits, 16 bits and 32 bits and so on, that is the multiples of 4, they can be easily represented in hexadecimal. So these are the advantages of the hexadecimal number systems. The hexadecimal number system is particularly useful for human communications with the computers. It is the most useful and commonly used number system in computer literature. It is also used in small and the large computers. So we have seen the overview of the hexadecimal number system, that it consists of 16 symbols, then its radix or base is 16, it is a positional weighted system, and a 4-bit group is called a nibble. Now we are going to the next slide, that is the conversions. How we will be converting the hexadecimal number systems to binary, or to binary to hexadecimals, to hexadecimal to octals. All this we will be learning in the following slides. Next is the binary to hexadecimal number conversion. Now a certain problem is given, a numerical is given, and we have to convert this binary number to hexadecimal. Now what is the question? The question is, convert 1011011011 to the base 2 to hexadecimal. Now as the base is 2, so it is a binary number. Otherwise, as this one is containing 0 and 1, that's also, it is a binary number. Now how we will be converting? Now to first convert it, we have to make groups of 4 bits and replace each 4-bit group by hex digit. Now the given binary number is 1011011011. So we have written the binary number. After that, what I have told you earlier, that we have to make it in 4 groups. So we are making it, and I have already told you, if you add zeros before the number remains the same. So you are adding 00 here, so it is becoming 0010, then 1101, then 1011. These are groups of 4-bit each. So we are converting each group to hex numbers. So this one is 2, this one is D, and this one is B. And the result is 2DB16. The result is 2DB16. Next is, one thing you should remember, that the normal sequence of the number in case of the hexadecimal follows like this. It starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. When it is 10, so it becomes A in hexadecimal. 11 means B, C means 12, and D means 13. Then 15, then 16. So we can get the numbers from 0 to 15. So this is 1101. So what will be the number? 1101. It is D. That is, it is 13. Next is this B. 1011. 1011 is 11. That is B. So I hope this is clear to you. Next is converting. This is a huge number. It is a mixed number consisting of integer and fractional numbers. That is consisting of integer and fractional parts, and we have to convert it into hexadecimal. Now this we have to convert 010111011011.011111 to the base 2 to hexadecimal. Now again the solution is same as the previous one. What you have to do, you have to make groups of 4 bits and replace each 4-bit group by hex digit. Now see, this one is, we have written the given number here. After that we have made the groups like this. It is 0010. We are adding first 10 here, so it becomes a group of 4. So 0010, then 111, then 1011.010, 0.0111, then 11. After that we are adding 2 zeros, 1100. So this one is, what is the corresponding group in hex, or what is the corresponding number? This 0011 is 2. 1111 is, F is 15, that is F. This one is 11. So this is B. This one is 7 and this one is 12. So this is C. So the result is 2FB 0.767C16. So the result is 2FB 0.76 to the base 16. The things F, B and C, all these I was telling previously in binary numbers. F corresponds to 15 in case of binary. That is 4 number of 1. So it is F. This one is 11, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1 and C is 12, 1, 1, 0, 0. But in hex it is F, B and C. So I hope this is also clear. So we are going to the next thing, that is hexadecimal to binary conversion. So we will be converting hexadecimal to binary number conversion and see how the numericals we are doing. So the first problem is given, convert 4BAC to the base 16 to binary. This one is a base 16, that is, it is a hexadecimal number. When we have to convert it into a number having base 2, that is a binary number. How we will be converting it? To convert a hexadecimal number to binary, we have to replace each hex digit by its 4-bit binary group. You have to just replace the each of the binary number by 4-bit, each of the hex number by the 4-bit binary numbers. So just see here, just write the given hex number is 4, B, A and C, and just write the corresponding 4-bit binary numbers, that is 0100, 4 is 0100, B is 11, so it is 1011. And what is the meaning of A? A is 10, that is 1010, and C is 12, 12 means 1100. And the result is just the combination of all these, that is 0100, 1011, then 1010, then 1100 to the base 2. So it's also, I think, clear to all of you. Next, we are going to do the hexadecimal to binary conversion of another number which is having a point. That is, this hexadecimal number is having integer part and a fractional part. And how to do it, we will see here. The method is same. We have to convert a hexadecimal number to binary and replace each hex digit by its 4-bit binary group. Now just write the hexadecimal hex number, that is 3A9E.B0D, and just convert the each hex digit to its corresponding binary 4-bit numbers, that is 0011. A is 10, so it is 1011. 9 is 1001. E is 14, that is 1110. B is 11, that is 1011. 0 is 4 zeros, 0000. Then D is 13, that is 1101. So the result is the combination of all these bits, that is 0011, 10, 10, 10, 01, 11, 10.10, 11, 00, 00, 11, 01 to the base 2. Next, we will be doing some hexadecimal to decimal conversions. So how to do it? Now this number is given 5C716 to the base 16. We have to convert it into decimal. The number is 5C7 to the base 16. Why the base is 16? Because it is a hexadecimal number. Now for converting it, we have to multiply each digit of 5C7 by its positional weight and add the product terms. Now see, just the position starts from here to 0 here, 1 and 2. So just multiply it like this. 5 into 16 to the power 2 plus 12 into 16 to the power 1 plus 7 into 16 to the power 0. So the result is 1280 plus 192 plus 7. So the ultimate, the result is 1479 to the base 10. Why the base is 10? Because it is a decimal number. Next, we are going to the another problem. We have to convert this mixed hexadecimal number, which consists of integer part and the fractional part, to decimal number. Now how to do it? See, just here, point is here, so the position starts from here. It is 0, 1, 2 and 3. And what will be the position of this 0? The 0 will be -1, -2 and -3, and just multiply it like this. So it will be 10 into 16 to the power 3 plus 0 into 16 to the power 2 plus 15 into 16 to the power 1, then plus 9 into 16 to the power 0. So after that the point will start, that is 0 into 16 to the power -1 plus 14 into 16 to the power -2 plus 11 into 16 to the power -3. So the result of this one is 40960 plus this one will be 0. Why? Because it is multiplied by 0. 0 plus of 240 plus 9 plus 0 plus 0.0546 plus 0.0026. The ultimate result is 41209.0572 to the base 10. Why the base is 10? Because it is converted to a decimal number. Next is decimal to hexadecimal number conversions. See, for this conversions, how we have to do it? Let's just listen. To convert a decimal integer number to hexadecimal, successively divide the given decimal number by 16 till the quotient is 0. The last remainder is the MSB. The remainders read from bottom to top give the equivalent hexadecimal integer. To convert a decimal fraction to hexadecimal, successively multiply the given decimal fraction by 16 till the product is 0 or till the required accuracy is obtained, and collect all the integers to the left of decimal point. The first integer is the MSB, and the integers read from top to bottom give the hexadecimal fraction. This is known as the hexadecimal double method. Already you know this, as you have done the conversions in binaries, then you have done the same conversions in octal number system, and the procedure is same. So first we will be doing the conversion of 2598. How we will be doing? We will be just successively dividing the number by 16 and taking the reminders. Now divide 2598 by 16. What is the remainder? The remainder is 6. Next divide 162 by 16. The remainder is 2. Now divide 10 by 16. The remainder is 10. And you have to take the reminders from bottom to top. So the 10 is equivalent to A in hexadecimal. So reading the reminders upwards, you will write A26. So the conversion of 2598 to the base 10 is A26 to the base 16. That is, the number is converted from decimal to hexadecimal conversion. Next is doing the conversion of the fractional part. So it is 0.675 to the base 10. So the given fraction is 0.675. So just multiply 0.675 into 16. The answer is 10.8. So just multiply 0.8 into 16. So answer is 12.8. Similarly, go on doing it. This is 0.8 into 16. Again, it is coming 12.8. Again, it is 0.8 into 16. It is 12.8. If you go on doing it like this, it will go on the same. So just stop it up to 3 decimal points. So the reading the integers to the left of the hexadecimal point downwards, it is 0.675 to the base 10 is equal to 0.ACCC to the base 16. Why it is C? Because 12 is equivalent to C in case of a hexadecimal number system. So ultimately we can get the whole converted number. That is, the conversion of 2598.675 to the base 10 is equal to A26.ACCC to the base 16. Here just see this. The equivalent of 10 in case of hexadecimal is A. 12 is C. So we have got this one. So I'm thankful to all for listening to my lecture and hope we will be coming up with another lecture 4 in the coming days. Thank you all.